As soon as you visualize correctly, change happens. This principle is rooted in the profound connection between your mind and body, where thoughts shape your reality. Visualization is not just about seeing an image in your mind, it's about embodying the emotions and feelings associated with that image. Your subconscious mind, unable to distinguish between real and imagined experiences, responds to these vivid, emotionally charged visualizations by aligning your actions and reactions to manifest your goals. This guide will walk you through the steps of effective visualization, showing you how to harness the full potential of your mind and body to create the life you want. The conscious mind resembles the captain of a ship. Standing on deck, the captain can see the destination and manage everything accordingly. Meanwhile, the engineers, tasked with controlling the engines and instruments, remain unaware of the outside world. Positioned within the ship, they follow the captain's directives. In this scenario, the engineers symbolize the subconscious. Lacking knowledge of the ship's destination, they simply execute the orders given. Should the captain provide incorrect commands, the engineers would inadvertently steer towards danger. They comply because the captain holds authority. It is the captain's responsibility to navigate correctly. In the same way, your conscious mind is the captain of your ship, your body, and your environment. Your subconscious carries out the orders you give it, based on what your conscious mind believes and accepts as true. It does not question the orders. It does not concern itself with proving whether your thoughts are good or bad, true or false. It responds according to the nature of your thoughts. The subconscious is like the soil. Whatever you sow, there will grow. The soil does not say, "Let me prefer this apricot seed over another seed and give it more nourishment, for it will bear fruit one day." It lets grow whatever you plant there, without distinguishing which seed you have planted. Your subconscious mind doesn't understand jokes. It takes you at your word. If a skilled hypnotist, under hypnosis, holds a cup of water under your nose and tells you that it is a cup full of pepper, you will start sneezing. Or if a hypnotist tells you that you are a cat or a dog, you will start behaving like a cat or a dog. Your subconscious is not capable of reasoning or contradicting. If you give it false information, it will accept it as true. So if you repeatedly say to yourself, "I can't afford that," your subconscious takes you at your word. And as long as you keep telling yourself, "I can't afford the car, the vacation, the house," you can be sure that your subconscious will follow your orders. You will go through life experiencing the lack of all these things, and you will believe that circumstances made it so. It will not occur to you that you created these circumstances yourself through your own thoughts. Is this sentence familiar to you? I have recited affirmations and done visualizations, but I haven't achieved any results. Well, that's because you probably fell into thoughts of fear 10 minutes later and neutralized the good that you had affirmed. Imagine getting into a taxi and asking the driver to take you to your address, but after a few hundred meters, you ask the driver to take you to another address. Shortly after, you change the address again. If you change the destination every few hundred meters, the taxi driver becomes confused. Even if he wanted to follow your instructions, he probably wouldn't be able to. The same thing happens when you work with the enormous powers of your subconscious. You need to have a clear idea in your mind. You must come to the definite conclusion that there is a way out and a solution to the problem. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the thought that manifests itself is the one we give the most attention to. For example, if you have an exam or a job interview ahead, you will probably spend most of your time thinking about failure, because it is failure that the subconscious brings into reality. The fear of failure creates the experience of failure. Imagine you are supposed to walk over a narrow plank on the ground. You can do it easily, without a doubt. But now imagine the same plank is 50 meters high between two walls. Would you still do it? Probably not. Your desire to walk the entire length of the plank would conflict with your imagination. You would imagine falling. You might really want to walk across the plank, but your fear of falling would prevent you. The more you try to overcome your imagination and fear, the stronger the image of falling becomes. The thought, "I will use my willpower to overcome my fear and failure," leads to failure. It's like deciding not to think about a green hippopotamus. The decision causes the thought of a green hippopotamus to dominate the mind, and the subconscious responds more and more to the dominant thought. And since the dominant thought is usually failure, that's exactly what happens in the end. So what is the cause of the problem here? Well, the problem is that you are trying too hard. Never try to force the subconscious to accept your idea with willpower. Such attempts are doomed to fail. You will achieve the opposite of what you actually want. The effortless way is better. You probably know this situation. You go to an exam feeling well prepared, but when you face the exam paper, your mind suddenly goes blank. All your knowledge about the subject is suddenly gone. You can't remember a single relevant thought. The more you try, the further the knowledge seems to slip away. As you leave the exam room, the mental pressure subsides, and suddenly the answers you were desperately searching for a few minutes ago reappear. The mistake you made was trying to force yourself to remember. So what is the solution? Relax. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to find the solution or search so hard for ways to achieve your goal. Simply know what the end result will look like and feel the happiness you will experience when you achieve this goal. Feeling and imagination are the most important factors for the subconscious. Your new idea must be felt in a complete state. When you do this, your subconscious will work hard to find ways to achieve your goal. You will get new ideas, meet new people, and see new solutions. It's not enough to just imagine it. You must also feel it emotionally in your body. If thoughts are the language of the brain, then feelings are the language of the body. Through feelings and emotions, your body understands what your mind is telling it. When you don't feel anything, your body is not receiving the signal. Imagine having a perfectly functioning internet modem in your room, but being unable to connect because the Wi-Fi on your phone is turned off. Once you begin to feel the emotions of your thoughts, it's as if you've connected to the internet, enabling you to start downloading your future life. And do you know what that means? No longer do you have to wait for success to feel successful. Wealth isn't a prerequisite for feeling abundant. Love doesn't require a new relationship to be felt. As per the quantum model of reality, the instant you feel rich and worthy, you generate wealth. Starting to feel it initiates your journey toward your future. This realization transforms you into the creator of your destiny. No more do you live as a victim, making excuses like, "I am this way because of that person or because of that experience." The simplest and most obvious way to visualize a goal is to see it in your mind's eye, as vividly as if it were alive. Now you might ask, is it possible to see things that don't yet exist? And the answer is yes, we can see things long before they exist. This is how the computer or phone you are using right now came to be. Someone saw them before they existed. Architects do this all the time. They see the building in its complete form before it even exists. It could be an ugly or a beautiful building, but it is first created as a visualization, so it is possible to see things before they exist. It would indeed be foolish to start something without first visualizing it and seeing it in your mind's eye. For example, imagine you see a man building something and you ask him what he is building, and he answers you, "I have no idea what I am building here. I am just laying bricks and hoping it turns into something nice." You would probably call the police to have this crazy man picked up so he doesn't harm himself or others. So it is not only possible but necessary to visualize and see things before they exist. The best time to visualize your goal is before falling asleep or after meditation. The reason for this is that in a relaxed and drowsy state, the conflict between the conscious mind and the subconscious is reduced, making it easier for the subconscious to work on your goals. Another advantage of visualizing before bedtime is that you give your subconscious a task to work on while you sleep. Many people think that you get tired during the day and go to sleep to rest the body, but nothing rests in sleep. Your heart, lungs, and all vital organs work while you sleep. If you eat before bed, the food is digested. In the same way, your subconscious never rests or sleeps. It is always active, controlling all your life forces. You spend a third of your life sleeping, and many answers to our problems come to us when we sleep. Many famous personalities have understood and used this very effectively to find solutions to the problems they faced. Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein are just a few examples. Creating a new self is like crafting a masterpiece out of raw materials. Imagine you are a sculptor facing a massive block of marble. Before you can unveil the statue hidden within, you must chip away the excess stone. This process is akin to shedding old habits and outdated beliefs. Just as the sculptor must be patient and precise, you must be deliberate in your self-transformation. Consider training your body to meditate as akin to taming a wild stallion. The first time you attempt to sit quietly, your mind bucks and rears, resisting the unfamiliar stillness. It's as if you've saddled up at dawn, ready for a calm ride, but the stallion has other plans. It wants to gallop through emails, dash past to-do lists, and leap over worries. Yet with gentle persistence, you guide it back to the present, again and again, until it learns to trot steadily, to pause, and finally to rest. Imagine it's your favorite time for a morning jog, but today you decide to sit quietly instead. Your body protests. "Hey, we usually run at this hour. What's happening?" It starts sending signals, craving the adrenaline rush it associates with that time. It doesn't care whether that routine was healthy or not. It just knows it's out of sync with the usual pattern. Each time you bring your focus back to the present moment, you're like a director calling cut on an out-of-control movie scene. You assert, "I am in charge here, not my body." Slowly, your will becomes stronger than the habitual scripts your body follows. Repeatedly practicing this, your body begins to settle, like an actor finally getting into character after multiple takes. When the body finally surrenders to your calm command, energy is liberated. You transcend from the fixed, particle-like state of your old self into the wave-like fluidity of your new potential. It's like shifting from the rigid stance of a frozen river to the free flow of water in spring. This liberation from past emotional chains is powerful. If you commit to this practice for a while, you'll start to see small but significant shifts. You'll find yourself catching old patterns before they take hold, sidestepping the pitfalls of your former unhappy self. Of course, to solidify this transformation, you must repeat the process until your envisioned future becomes your living reality. It's a continuous journey, like tending to a garden where new flowers bloom each day, reflecting the care and attention you've invested.